All right. Now I'm finally ready. I'm unmuted and I think we're good to go. We'll do a movement and meditation class today. And so we'll do a little bit of a flow and end with probably about 10 minutes of meditation. And you can do that seated, or if you get more comfortable lying down, then you can grab all of your props that you like for lying down. So make sure you have a seat, something to sit on, ready for you, whether that's some folded blankets or a cushion or a yoga block. For our movement part, I don't think we'll need any props. But we'll start seated. So just go ahead and find a comfortable seat to start. Arrange your legs in a way that's comfortable for you. Rest your hands on your lap. Just kind of tune into your body and notice any place that's holding tension. And see if just even that awareness of noticing where you aren't relaxed can just invite a little more space. Just scan from the crown of your head, your forehead and eyes, your scalp, jaw, neck, and shoulders. And just notice what places are not relaxed. And just see if even that little bit of attention can create some space. Now let your collarbones feel broad. Notice the whole length of your arms and hands. And feel the support of your spine and all those muscles that need to engage to keep you upright. See if you can find a sense of support without rigidity. So if you find yourself really gripping anywhere, see if you can relax just a little bit. And then tuck your chin just slightly to lengthen the back of your neck. And then lift your chin so it's parallel with the floor. Your ears are stacked over your shoulders. Bring your awareness to your belly and your pelvis. Notice if there's any places that you're really gripping or holding tension. And just find a little more space. And as we move, we'll just kind of work with this idea of directing our attention to create space. And it doesn't even have to take a whole lot of effort. It's just noticing. Now notice your breath, and we'll just take 3 really mindful inhales and exhales to get you into your breath. And with your last exhale, you can just gently open your eyes and reach your arms straight out in front of you. And think about making space between your shoulder blades. So really reaching your arms out as far as you can. And now drawing your shoulder blades together on your back. And so kind of sucking your upper arm bones back. And just move there, reaching forward with straight arms and then drawing back with straight arms. So you're moving your arms from your back body. We're going to experiment with some of that. Moving your arms from your back body. Now just reach your arms overhead. They don't have to go straight up overhead. And now play with elevating, lifting your shoulder blades and lowering them. And notice, see if you can do this without using your trapezius, your neck muscles. See if you can use the muscles around your shoulder blades. So your arms don't have to be totally straight up, but just think about using those back muscles to support the weight of your arms. And your traps will work some, but just bring that awareness to the muscles around your shoulder blades. And then open your arms out and let them just hover above the floor and find the same thing. So just moving your shoulder blades, elevating and depressing them. And think about using those muscles around your shoulder blades to support the weight of your arms. Now depress your shoulder blades, and now think about moving from your back body to sweep your arms up and out. And just think about moving from your back body. Soften those front low ribs in. And then just release your hands to the floor behind you and bring your legs out. And just balance on your heels and windshield wiper your feet from side to side. And after you've kind of got a little bit of movement into your hips, you can get some twisting with your spine along with it. And think about reaching your arms from your back body. So even yourself out. So you're kind of twisted to each side. And we'll keep our windshield wiper legs. See if you can do it without hands. Just shifting from side to side. Do whatever you want with your hands. It makes me kind of walk forward a little bit. And then we'll play with shifting to the side. And then you'll take this back leg, lift it up and swim it around to hover outside your grounded knee and then come back. And then shift to the other side. Lift this back leg. Swim it around outside that front knee and come back around. Swim it around. Let's just do it one more time on each side. And swim it around. Next time you come over to the other side, play with lifting up onto your shins and coming down. And then switching. Use your hands as much as you need to, and then lifting up onto your shins and coming down. Let's just do it one more time on each side. Let's go back the way we started. Plant your hands And just come back into a table. Now think about engaging through your back body and that connection from your pelvis up your back all the way to your shoulders. Now push the floor away and spread your shoulder blades and then draw your shoulder blades together on your back. Try to keep your spine stable and you're just moving through your shoulders here. So we did this seated and now we're just moving our shoulders with a closed chain with that connection of our hands to the ground. Now push the floor away and stay there. Keep that pushing away feeling and draw those low ribs in and lift your right leg back. Engage through your glute. Try to keep that neutral spine. Soften those low ribs in and just notice that you're lifting your leg with your glute, but then recruiting a lot of those muscles in your back. Now lower that down, and now you'll lift your left arm. I want you to think about moving it from your back body, and then lower. Lift your leg, right leg, and lower. And think of this connection from your right low back up that left shoulder as you lift that left arm forward. Let's just alternate one more time. Leg, feel your back body working, arm. And now lift your leg and keep it lifted and lift your arm. You don't have to lift it all the way alongside your ear, but I want you to think about using those muscles, that chain from your right lower back up to your left shoulder. And now bend your knee and elbow and bring them toward each other, kind of curl, and then lengthen back out. Do that 2 more times. Curl in, and then lengthen back out. And curl in, lengthen back out. Drop your left hand down. Step your right foot forward so you're in a low lunge, and come on up, right. Bring your right hand to your right hip, actually to your right low back, and take your fingers and just feel all those low vertebrae. You'll feel that ropey muscle next to your spine, and then even closer into your spine. Just kind of see if you can find your spinous processes there, and use your fingertips to feel. And sweep your left arm up, and see if you can let those muscles below your fingers turn on as you lift. And you might find a place where they turn off as you pause. And then lower. And just lift and lower that arm. And noticing if any muscles under your right fingertips turn on. And see if you can even just use that connection, that feedback of your fingers there, to find those multifidus muscles. They're little tiny muscles that weave between your spinous processes. They support your spine, but they're part of your deep core. And so as you move this arm to really support you, you should be able to feel those turning on. So let's just do that one more time. Just notice if they turn on and see if even having some feedback of your fingers there, this last time you can get them to turn on. And then lower down. Step into this right foot and we'll just come up into a chair pose. So step your left foot forward. And now think of a neutral lower back, lifting from your back, reach your arms up. And just pause there. Feel like you're sending your inner thighs back, softening your low ribs down. Take one more breath, and then stand up. Reach high, and then exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, find a halfway lift there. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands and just step back into a downward facing dog. And pause there and maybe play with moving your shoulders here. So pushing the floor away so that your shoulder blades elevate. So shrug up toward your ears. And then letting your shoulders slide down your back and getting more space for your neck. And just play with that a little bit. Just subtle movement in your shoulder, thinking about using your shoulder blades to move your arms. And then go ahead and bring your knees back down to the floor. We'll just play with the other side. So lift your left leg up and back. Try to keep your spine neutral, those low ribs in, and find the strength through your whole back body to lift that leg. And then lower down. And now reach your right arm forward. Thinking of that chain from your left low back up to your right shoulder. And lower. Left leg lifts. And down. Right arm. And left leg. Right arm. Lifting from your back body so you're not using these trapezius muscles around your neck. And then we'll combine them. Reach your leg back. Soften those front low ribs in. And then reach your arm. So you're using the back chain of your body to lift here. Bend your knee and elbow, bring them together, and then lengthen out. And bend, and lengthen, and bend, and lengthen. Keep your leg lifted, lower your hand, step your foot forward, and then come into a low lunge. And this time bring those left fingertips and just kind of place them along your spine. See if you can feel close to the bony part that's protruding out of your spine, and just to the left of that. And lift your right arm, and then lower it. And thinking about lifting from your back body, feeling that chain of connection, and maybe noticing if those muscles turn on under your fingertips. And if they're not, just use that feedback to tell your brain, like, there's muscles down here, right here where I'm touching, that need to turn on when I lift my arm. So just try that lift a couple more times. And then release. Ground into this left foot. We'll just step up into chair pose. Plant your right foot down, and then think of moving from your back body to lift both of your arms. And they don't have to come up super high. I want you to think more of that integrity in your spine and using those muscles all the way down that whole chain to your lower back. Take one more breath, and then push into your heels, stand up, reach high, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands and just step back into a downward facing dog. Breathe there. And feel the connection from the pinky edge of your hands up your arms, your outer armpits, all the way to your lower back. Let your head hang and shake your neck. And then rock yourself forward into a plank and lower yourself all the way to the floor. Reach your arms out long. And just bring forehead to the floor. Push down into your pubic bone. And as you lift your head and chest, lift your right arm, left leg, and keep the length of your back, of your neck, and then lower. So don't crane your head forward, and just switch side to side. So lift your left arm and right leg, and then lower. Push down into your pubic bone and really push into the grounded leg on the floor. Lift your left leg and right arm, and lower. And just go back and forth here. And just feel that line of connection. And you don't have to lift your arm very high. But think of moving in one piece in a chain of fluid connection. So not rigid. Let's just do end with your right leg, left arm. Release. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up and through a table and then back to downward facing dog. You can kind of sway your hips from side to side. Release through your low back. Make your way to downward facing dog. Up onto your tippy toes, look forward. Bend your knees and make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale and find a halfway lift there. Exhale to fold, sorry. And then inhale, come on all the way up to standing reach high. Exhale your hands to your heart. And now we'll just move through a flow that we'll kind of repeat several times. Think of creating space with your attention and support and that finding of connection. Ground into your left foot. Is that what I want? Yeah, and lift your right leg up. And just pause there. You bent at that knee. And now just turn straight to the side. So you're going to keep your left foot grounded and turn to the right, your whole torso and leg in one piece. And do that a couple of times, 2 or 3 times. And now take your lifted leg and just reach it straight back. Use that back chain and then bring it back up into your chest. Now lengthen, and you can tap that leg out to the side or just float it out to the side. Engage that outer hip. Come up. And now just bend your standing knee, cross your right ankle over, find a figure 4 just briefly. And then knee back up into chest. And now cross that right leg behind your left. And find a side bend. Reach long up through your right arm and side bend over to your left. Step your right foot and sit back into a chair. Reach both arms high. And then open your right arm back, your left arm forward, and find a twist here. Drop your left hand to your right knee, and then side bend and reach your right arm alongside your ear. Open that arm back up and step your left foot back into a lunge, and then reach your left arm high. We'll cartwheel into warrior 2. So ground through that left heel and open your arms wide. Inhale to reverse your warrior. And think of this chain of connection as you're moving. And then come halfway down. Just float your right fingertips, reach your left arm forward. And then we'll slide your back leg in and find just a hovering half moon pose here. And then come to balance with your other knee into your chest. And find those music box turns. So you're moving at this right hip, this grounded hip, as you turn your whole torso and lifted leg out to the left. And then come through center. Reach back, engage through your glute, and then knee in. And then tap out to the side and lift it. And knee back in. Soften into this right knee and find a figure four just briefly. Come back up and then cross your left leg behind your right. Side bend over to your right, reach that left arm long. And then step into chair and sit. Left arm back, right arm forward, find a big twist. And then bring your right hand outside your left knee and side bend here in your chair. Open yourself back out. Step your right foot back into a high lunge. And just tip your left arm back, reach your right arm high. And then from here, cartwheel, open into a warrior two. Inhale to reverse your warrior. And then fold halfway to hover. Just reach your right arm up, left hand hovers. Slide your right leg in and just find a hovering half moon. And then come back, knee into chest. So we're just going to cycle through that one more time on each side. So you'll find that music box turn, just keeping your grounded foot stable. 3. And then lengthen, right leg back, engage through your glute. Knee back up, reach out to the side. Knee back up. Sit into your little figure four chair. And then knee back up. Cross your leg behind. Side bend to your left. Reach that right arm long. And then step into your chair. Right arm back, left arm forward. Big open twist. And then drop that left hand. Reach into kind of this chair side bend. Open back up into your twist. Step your left foot back and just find a little bit of a back bend reach. Cartwheel yourself open to warrior two. Ground through that left heel. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then find your little hover. Slide that back leg in, lift into your half moon. And then we'll pivot, knee into your chest. And do the other side. Turn to your left, and then back to center. Turn to your left, and then back to center. That again. And then just reach that leg straight back, keeping your torso as upright as possible. Knee back in. Leg reaches to the side. Knee back in. Find your figure four. Knee back in, and then cross your leg behind. Find your side bend over to the right, long through that left side. And then sit in your chair. Left arm back, right arm forward. Find your open twist, and then bring right hand to left knee. Left arm alongside your ear. Find a side bend there. Open back up. Step your right foot back. Lean back into that twisted lunge. And then Cycle yourself open, ground your back heel, and find your warrior two. Inhale to reverse, and then hover. Slide that back leg in. Find your half moon, knee into your chest. Okay, we'll add on to it this time. Pivot out and back in, and pivot out and back in, pivot out and back in, and then engage through your glute just to lengthen through the front of that hip. Knee in, out to the side, knee in, cross your ankle, sit back into your chair, and then cross your leg behind. Find your side bend to your left. Sit back in your chair. Right arm back, left arm forward. Hand to knee, side bend. Open back out. Step your left foot back. Lean. Ground your back heel, open into your warrior two. Inhale to reverse. And we'll add on after our half moon. So find your hovering half moon. So you'll slide that back leg in, let it float. And then pivot your hips so both of your hips are facing the floor. Now you're in a warrior three. Soften your knee if you need to. Bring your fingertips to the floor for a standing split. And then bend both knees. Plant your left knee to the floor outside of your right foot. Sit down and find a twist here. Your Ardha Matsyendrasana twist. And now you'll take this top leg, swing it around, and find that 90-90 that we started class with. Switch your legs. And then roll up onto your shins. And we'll just go back and forth a couple of times there. Switch your legs. Come up onto your shins. And switch your legs. Come up onto your shins. And then bring your hands to the floor. Step back into a downward facing dog. Collect your breath there. Come high onto your tippy toes. Bend into your knees. Make your way to the top of your mat. Or the back of your mat. You're at the other end. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And inhale all the way to standing. Reach high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Ground down into your right foot. Lift your left knee. And then pivot out to the side and back. Out to the side with your whole torso and leg moving in one piece. Out to the side. And then extend through the front of that hip as you engage your glute. Knee up. And then straight out to the side. Knee up. And find your figure four. Sit back. Come on up. Cross your leg behind. Find your side bend here. And then move into your chair. Left arm back, right arm forward. Right hand to your left knee. Find your side bend. Open back out. Step your right foot back. And tip, lift your right arm. And then cartwheel into that warrior two. Inhale, reverse. And then find your half moon. Hover. And then square off your hips. So now you're in a warrior three. Fingertips to the floor. Right knee to the floor outside of your left foot. And sit down. Find your twist here. And then take this top leg, swim it around. You can come up onto your shins and then lower. Switch your feet, come up onto your shins. And go back and forth. Ending at the other end of your mat. And we'll go through that on both sides again. So plant your hands, step back into a downward facing dog. Come up onto your tippy toes and make your way towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way to standing. Reach high. Exhale, hands to your heart or to your hips. Ground through that left foot. Lift your right knee. And then pivot out and back and out and back and out and back. And then lengthen your right leg back. Bring your knee to your chest. Reach it out to the side. Knee to chest. Find your figure 4. And come back up. Cross your right leg behind your left. Find your side bend over to your right or to your left. Long line through your right. And then sit back in your chair pose. Plant both feet. Right arm back, left arm forward. Is that right? Bring your left hand to your knee. Reach your arm alongside your ear. Step your left foot back. And then tip in your lunge. Ground your left heel. Open up into your warrior 2. Inhale to reverse. And then float your way into your half moon. Find your balance there. And then shift into warrior 3. Soften your knee, fingertips to the floor, and then plant that left knee outside of your right foot. And sit down and find your twist. Unwind that. And then windshield wiper your knees. You can come up on your shins. And you'll make your way to your downward facing dog. Just going to end to this way again. And step back. Now bring some attention to your body here. Just check in, notice anywhere that you're feeling tension. And see if you can just find some space there. And then feel how everything is connected. So that chain from the pinky edge of your hands kind of makes an X on your back. So from your right pinky edge of your hand, you have that chain of connection to your left lower back. From the left pinky edge of your hand, you have that chain of connection to your right lower back. And feel that support there as you push the floor away and let your head hang heavy. Come up onto your tippy toes, look forward, bend your knees. Make your way up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale yourself all the way to standing. Reach high. Exhale your hands to your heart. I've got myself so discombobulated. I think, are we grounded through the right foot? Lifting the left knee. And come out to the side and back. And out to the side and back. out to the side and back, and then reach long. Come back up, knee up, and then sit in your figure 4. Come back up, cross your leg behind, find your side bend to your right. Long line through that left side. And then make your way to your chair. Sit back. Left arm back, right arm forward. Right hand to that left knee. Reach your arm alongside your ear. Open back out. Step back with that right foot. Sweep your right arm. And then cartwheel open to your warrior 2. Inhale to reverse. Exhale to lean forward. Slide up into your half moon. And then pivot into your warrior 3. Fingertips to the floor. Right knee outside that left heel. And sit back. And find your twist. And then swim that leg around. Up onto your shins. And switch directions. Up onto your shins. We're just doing this fluid movement, whole body movements that help us find that connection. Make your way to your downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes. Bend through your knees. Make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. Grounded through that left foot. Lift your right knee. It's our last time through. Pivot out to the side and back. Pivot out to the side and back. Pivot out to the side and back. And then engage through your glute to extend through your hip. Knee up. And then reach straight out to the side, engaging that glute med and the side body. And then figure 4. Swim that right leg behind your left. Find your side bend. Lengthen through that right side body. And then chair pose. Right arm back. Left arm forward. Left hand. And reach. And then step your left foot back. Reach your left arm high. And then ground through that left heel, open into your warrior 2. Reverse. And then float into your half moon. Make your way to warrior 3. And then fingertips to the floor. Left knee to the floor outside that right heel. Sit down and find your twist. Unwind. And just plant your hands behind you and go back to those easy windshield wipers. And then sit up tall. You can do crisscross applesauce with your left shin in front, or you can take your left ankle, stack it on top of your right knee. My pants are so dark today and matching my mat. Anyway, you can have space here, it doesn't matter, or you can stick a folded blanket or a block, but you've got your knees stacked over your ankles, and then sit tall. Ground down through your left hand and just find a side bend over to your left, long through that right side. And feel the length. Keep grounding through that right sitting bone. And you can kind of swim yourself over to a forward fold over this shin. Stay active through your foot. Lengthen through your spine. Lead with your heart and let yourself fold any amount. So maybe you're bracing yourself on that shin. Maybe hands come forward. Reach your heart forward. Send your inner groin back. And then come on up. Bring your left hand into your left foot and twist over to your right. And then maybe you can fold a little bit over toward that side. Maybe elbow toward your foot. And then come on up. Lean back. Uncross your legs and just find those windshield wipers again and just notice the difference from one side to the other. And then find either your crisscross applesauce with your right shin in front, or stack that right shin on top of your left. Flex through your foot, lengthen through your spine. Right hand down, find your side bend. Over to your right, long through that left side. So ground down through your left hip. You can rotate your right ribs up, soften into that right elbow. And then swim yourself around into a forward fold. Maybe hands on your shin and hands in front. Staying active through both of your feet. And just finding that connection, right, from that outer pinky edge of your right foot up that whole outer chain of your leg to your hip. And come on up, right hand to right foot, and twist open to the right. And then maybe you fold to the right and bring your hands to the floor. Maybe that right elbow comes to the arch of your right foot. And then come on up. Shake out your legs. You can windshield wiper one last time and just kind of notice what you've created in your hips with our movement today. Make your way to just a comfortable seat. We're just going to play with our arms one last time. I want you to think of lifting from your back body and just sweep your arms forward, up as high as they'll go without flaring your ribs forward. And then out to the sides. Moving your arms with your back body. Just sweep here. You can close your eyes so you're really feeling it. Connect it with your breath. This is just kind of our last internal focused movement before we sit still. Think of moving your arms with your back body. One more time straight forward and sweeping out to the sides. And then release. And make your way to your final seat, whether that is seated on a cushion, a block, folded blankets, whether it's laying down on your back with some support to make sure that you feel really comfortable and not distracted by your body. Let me grab my bells. And get yourself set up. so that we can sit for our last 10 minutes. And just start with noticing the quality of the energy in your body. Bringing awareness to any place that has tension. And see if with your breath you can just create some space there. And this is a time to practice this skill of creating some space around places where there's resistance. Because we notice the same friction, tension, and resistance in the fabric of our lives, in relationships, in how we feel about the things that we need to do, right? In our duties and responsibilities. But right here, we just notice where there's tension and just breathe a cushion of space. Let go of the rigidity that we don't need, that's not serving us, that's really just us fighting ourselves and getting in our own way. Let your breath just be easy here. Now just bring your awareness to your breath as it comes in and comes out. Now that you've created that space around any tension, just let yourself find some focus. Just a breath-centered practice, either with a mantra, hum, sa, or you can think of Yawa, or even just the sound of your breath.
Again, notice if any tension has crept in. And use that connection with your breath just to create some space. Relaxing your tongue and your forehead, your eyes and your jaw. You can bring your hands together in front of your heart. Just find an inner smile, a sense of gratitude, and set an intention for your day. The divine light in me honors the divine light in you. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. Have a great day.